So on a final note, let women speak. It's so weird because I didn't necessarily think there was going to be a big impact of this case. I was so wrong about it. I just thought, well, everyone knows, so why would it make a difference that everyone still knows? And also one thing that Let Women Speak are beginning to do and have been doing is centering other silent voices in other issues, i.e., women's right to speak about Islam, women's right to speak about migrant hotels and the impact of migration on our lives and on the lives of our children, and how safe we don't feel anymore.
Look, go in, yeah?
Yeah, she's saying that to women and people who are holding children.
Our lives and on the lives of our children.
You'll be burned out tomorrow, you gang of black bastards.
Like somebody said, oh, they set fire. Mate, I would burn an entire town.
And how safe we don't feel.
Does anyone else remember how Kellie-Jay Keen would talk about how terrifying it was to be surrounded by a large mob intent on doing you physical harm? Islamophobic attacks in Australia double, reaching crisis levels, report finds. Muslim women and girls were targeted in 60% of physical assaults, 79% of verbal assaults, and all spitting incidents, a new report suggests, including a mother of 5 who was allegedly assaulted in a shopping centre. I was sitting in the food court in the shopping centre with my 5 kids when an unknown lady yelled out, "Fuck Muslims,"
Gang of black bastards.
and punched me in my head, knocking me out in front of my kids. A woman's complaint quoted in the report states, "I was admitted to hospital where a CT scan showed my nose was broken. Me and my kids are seeing a psychologist for the trauma as my kids are very much traumatized. We don't leave the house unless it's necessary as we fear that it will happen again." So for all Kellie-Jay Keen's fretting about Muslim women being afraid to leave the house, she's actually specifically creating those conditions. She's politically devoted to making the problem worse.
So I really do think that the trans activist did something wonderful for all of us. I'm sure you'll agree, and that it's reignited women to focus on women. And it did that. And Let Women Speak is a perfect example where you might have a Russian Orthodox grandmother standing next to a militant rad femme lesbian, both talking about women.
And somewhere else, you might have a group of like 20 guys all dressed in black getting together in a group and sort of mobbing and violently attacking a group of people peacefully talking about their religion. And that's just as good. That's, if anything, that's better than my granddad.
Like, who would my grandfather who got on that boat, so who are those men? Well, they're the men that went out and got arrested for fighting and causing a riot.
Let Women Speak, you might have a Russian Orthodox grandmother standing next to a militant rad femme lesbian, both talking about women.
But what you won't have is those 2 women standing next to a Muslim woman, despite the fact that Muslim women are disproportionately opposed to gender identity. For some reason, this organization that was able to draw together all sorts of women, I don't think there's like a single example of, or at least I'm unaware of any example of a Muslim woman being involved in Let Women Speak in any capacity. But yeah, if anyone can fact check that, that would be great.
And how we exist in the world and our shared experience and the things that unite us.
Yeah, the things that unite us, like we really care about our children and we would never intentionally starve to death another woman and her child in order to achieve a political goal. Would we, Posey?
I suggest they release the hostages.
Yeah, bitch. Quit fucking around and release the hostages.
So with all of that, we cannot then kind of say, right, it's all done. Aren't we amazing? We did so well. Game up, it's all over.
What you want, you're worth weight with the hate of the fake serpents and snakes. We don't need all the praise. Forge your way with a blade through the maze in the brain and bleed all of their hate. Shine light into the dawns in their faces. Said a prayer to the Lord as they're falling from grace. Yeah.